Alright, so this is my video to show you what happens when you skip a part and you just want to get the paint on there and you don't do the one thing that only takes you a few minutes and you skip it. When you go to add your wax or your clear coat, you start rubbing the wax, in this case wax, down, and because you didn't use slick stick on top of this Formica top table, the paint just comes right off while you're buffing. Just comes straight off. And that's because you skipped one step. Use slick stick, let it dry for a good hour or so, preferably 24 hours if you can, and this won't happen and you won't cry because you skipped a step. Again, Formica top is what caused that to happen. The rest of it's real wood. No bueno, no fun to redo. So a lot of you ask what happens if you skip a step and how come sometimes I skip steps. Well, I skip steps because I usually know when something's real wood or when I'm using a display or when I'm just dressing it completely back, so I'm fine with that. Let me show you, because you also ask what happens if you don't use slick stick on something that's laminate on top. This piece was beautiful, it was done. I was waxing it, I was buffing it, I was almost done, and then I remembered I had skipped a step. This top is the only part that's laminate, and it's that shiny, shiny, shiny laminate. And so when I went to go and buffing up my wax, after all that hard work I did all day with several coats of paint, letting it dry, and now it's at the very end, this is what happens. And this little tool is how I'm gonna fix it. And it's gonna take longer to fix it than if you just put the little bit of slick stick on there in the first place. So trust me, this is not fun. And yes, there's better tools to do this with, but I'm just showing you. This is like punishment to remind you. You wanted to ask me what happens when that happens? This right here, that's what happens. Exactly that. So I'm gonna scrape this off. I'm gonna take a breather. I'm gonna add some slick stick just to the top because that's the only part that's laminate. I'm gonna let that dry for 24 hours because it's so humid and because it's late and because I'm frustrated. I knew better, but it's a good way to show you guys, and I've always wanted to have a way to show you because you ask, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna do it on purpose to show you, but I kind of did, accidentally. Don't skip a step because it's not saving you any time. So slick stick will fix this problem. Hence, slick surfaces to stick your paint to, you need slick stick. So check that out. Thank you for watching, and I'll be here a while. So this is what I'm doing tonight. What are you doing tonight? Slick stick!